You know, it's been fun running the campus store.
I know, right?
Can you believe it's all coming to an end?
I know, I just realized this is our last adventure show.
This is our last adventure
What happened? Did we get canceled or something? I mean...
No, we're not canceled. Community college is coming to an end and it's time to end the show. But, you know, maybe Netflix will pick it up. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking maybe for this one, maybe we go camping in the woods, see if we can find an animal that way.
Oh, we can find an animal ourselves.
I know, right?
It's time for our adventure suits.
Oh, are you ready?
Yeah.
One last time.
I love this part.
All right. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think I missed that. Are you ready?
Yep. Yeah. It's not working.
It's not working at all. What are we gonna do?
We can adapt.
Adapt? What do you mean?
You know, adapting. You take a deep breath, and you problem solve, and you think of maybe a creative way to do it differently.
Oh, like a different solution. Like instead of snapping, maybe we just go to the changing rooms to change.
Oh yeah, we just go to the changing rooms and put our clothes on there.
Let's try that.
All right, let's go.
Here we go.
Oh.
Oops. Hold on. One more time.
Okay, one more time. That's so much better.
Perfect. Let's go camping.
Let's go camping.
There we go. Come on. Man, this is. I love camping.
Camping
this is great.
We never go camping together.
A tent like this is so cozy.
And there's a heater.
And
a tent.
Gives me an idea for the restaurant.
We could do something really cool for the restaurant.
I mean, if you thought.
Oh wait a minute! This is a kids show.
No, it's not that kind of adapting.
Can't talk about the restaurant.
Adapting. We're talking about bear. How do bears adapt? How are we going to learn
more about adapting?
How are we going to find a bear even? Like, how do we?
We should go visit Moni.
She's always the best.
She teaches us so much.
She'll know how to find a bear. Come on, should we try a new system? Speaking of adapting.
Let's see. We're going to adapt. I think there's a whole new way.
And.
Welcome to the Canlis Kids show.
Wow!
There's something Mark and Brian would like to know. How animals use creativity to help them grow. Maybe there's an animal adventure where we can go. So welcome to the Canlis Kids show.
Hey Moni, it's Mark and Brian, and we're back on another adventure.
Hey Mark, hey Brian. You guys look like you have something on your mind today.
You know, we're trying to learn what it means to adapt.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Do you know anything about adapting?
You know, I know a story about a baby bear who learns how to adapt from his abuelita. Do you want to hear it?
Would we ever?
Yes, we love learning from you and all your stories.
Let me tell it. Abuelita B loved sharing stories and wisdom with her little ones. All of the cubs would gather around her and listen carefully to everything she had to say. She had lived so long and seen so much, all of her words were valuable. Baby G remembers as clear as day what his abuelita, the beautiful brown bear, shared with him as they were snuggling underneath the stars. Baby G, my sweet, sweet brown bear, one day you will travel on your own. You will make the forest your home and you will need to take care of it. You will learn to ask for help, just as you asked me to get fish for you from these cold waters, but you will learn to feed yourself. The waters will feed you, and you have a responsibility to give back to it. This is all part of the circle of life. You will see your surroundings differently because you will be bigger, much bigger. Baby G, I have seen the forest change many times over. There are trees that were my friends that are no longer there. There are rivers that are now lined with people who are looking for the same fish we hunt. There are caves that I've made home that are no longer safe for our winters. But be not afraid, my sweet, sweet baby bear. Nature has changed me and guided me so that even when my surroundings have changed, it is never too unfamiliar or too different for me to adapt to. I'm this old and can share with you my stories because of my ability to shift and bend no matter what time, man, or nature has in store for me. Baby G remembers looking up at his abuelita with his eyes wide open and ears perked up, really trying to understand what she was saying. Abuelita B said, "You see, your claws will grow so long, you will be able to climb hills and dig dens. Your little muscles will become so strong, you will be able to protect yourself and the other cubs if trouble ever comes your way. Your legs, they are powerful. They help you move fast, up to 35 miles per hour when you are as old as me. When you grow big, you will need to keep yourself warm, and that will be no problem for you because of your fur. It will grow thick and dense. You will learn to fill yourself up with food so that you can rest when it is cold and come back out to play when it is warm again. My sweet, sweet baby bear. As you grow older, things will change. But as you learn to change with them, you will be able to grow and survive. And you will have your own story to share with the little cubs that come after you."
We love learning stories from you.
Such a sweet story.
Yeah, if you guys want to learn more from the bears, I think you should visit my good friend Chris at the zoo.
Let's go check him out.
We should go back to the zoo.
I'll go meet him. Come on.
See you later.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Mark.
We
Hey,
found
Brian.
you.
How are you guys?
Are you checking out the bears?
Aren't they amazing? This is Kima and Denali. These are two brother brown grizzly bears.
Brothers like us.
Just like you guys, yeah?
No way.
Yeah.
Chris, we're learning about adaptability today.
Yes.
Are these bears good at being adaptable?
They are. You know, I think for any wild animal, you've got to be able to change your behavior, sometimes every day, to find the right food or a place to sleep or a mate to spend your life with, and bears are really good examples of that. These guys are one of the most adaptable species in the world. They've just started to come down. It looks like it's snack time.
What do bears eat?
They eat all kinds of things, you know? When they're wild bears in the North Cascades in the mountains here, they eat like 100 different kinds of plants.
How do they feel about trout? Because I see a couple of trout down here, and I'm wondering if those guys are a little nervous today with a couple of brown bears in the
I think
water.
they are probably very nervous, these fish, yeah. Yeah, bears love fish.
They don't get cold in the water?
No, I mean, they've got such a nice layer of fat under that thick layer of fur. It keeps them warm. Remember, these guys will sleep during the winter.
Right.
So they have to have all that fat to keep them warm, like a big fatty blanket on them in the winter dens.
How thick is that fur?
Oh, it's really thick. If you were to put your hand in it, it would disappear very quickly.
No. Really?
No
way.
And then some of them have just literally inches of fat on them to help them in that winter sleep.
How many pounds do you think this bear weighs?
You know, these guys get up to over 800 pounds, close to 900 pounds in the winter when they're at their fattest.
Look at this guy.
Here.
Oh, his nose is huge.
You guys are so lucky. This is about the best view of a bear you'll ever get.
To be this close to a bear, I'm really glad I've got this
protective
glass in between us.
Let's
Because
hope
he'd probably want to eat Mark.
Yeah.
Probably.
Why Mark?
Well, it's like the salmon. I taste better. Look at those claws.
It's amazing, isn't it? They use those to dig and to eat bulbs and roots from plants and to dig their winter dens.
How long is that winter sleep?
So they can sleep for 6 months. It depends where they are in the world. In the colder places, sometimes 6 months.
They don't wake up?
And they don't wake up.
Do they go to the bathroom while they're sleeping?
Okay, here's the crazy thing. They go to sleep for 6 months and they don't pee and they don't poop.
No way. That's awesome. Sometimes I can't make it through a normal night, you know what I'm saying? And they're going 6 months. So impressive. Have you ever crawled into one of those bear sleeping holes?
I have.
You have?
Yes.
Was there a bear in there?
Were you sort of like curled
Thankfully,
up?
there was no bear in there.
How
yeah.
was it? Was it comfortable?
It was roomy, and
You've been in a bear hole.
I'm not a small guy, but it's roomy in there, yeah.
Chris, what else could we learn about bears?
You know, I love teaching people about bears, and especially kids. I have some things I'd like to show you.
Could
if you?
ya?
Want to, yeah, you want to take a look?
That'd be amazing.
Look at these. So these are, there's a bunch of different things here. This is what the skull looks like of a big bear, like Kima or Denali. And look at the big teeth on them.
Ah, no, wait, different kinds of teeth.
Yeah, and these are called molars. Like you have molars in the back of your mouth, and they're flat for grinding plants. And then you've got canines, and we have little canines, but they're big on the bear for eating meat. And that's a giant brown bear skull.
And is
there.
that big hole his nose?
Yeah. That's why they have such a great sense of smell, because they have a big schnoz that sits on the end of their muzzle.
They bring
right
out all
there.
that air and it just goes straight to their brain and it tells them what they're smelling.
Yeah, better than a bloodhound.
No way.
Yeah, way better than a bloodhound. yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then these are some of the claws from bears. So these were from bears that died and didn't need their claws anymore.
Sure.
But this is a claw from a black bear, and they use them for climbing trees, so they're short and sharp. And then this is a claw from a grizzly, and they use these for digging up plants and digging their winter den to sleep in. And these claws can get really big. This is a big grizzly or brown bear. So,
Like these ones here.
yeah, the claws on Kima and Denali would be.
You could
a
see
bit
how
like
you could
hold
just
it?
dig a
Yeah.
huge hole with that.
Can you imagine having fingernails that long?
Not really. It would be really hard to type on my computer at school.
And then a crazy thing here is Kima and Denali, you know, they weigh about 700 or 800 pounds when they're at their fattest, maybe more than 800 pounds. But when they're born, they would have been this size.
No.
That
Yeah,
small.
About the size and weight of a squirrel.
That's how big a bear is when it's born.
Yeah.
I think they're coming back. Let's go look again.
Oh man, I want to see them.
I mean, this is a treat for me to see these bears so close. I spend my life looking for these creatures because they're very rare in the Cascades. There's lots of them in Alaska and in British Columbia and Canada, but not many of them left in the Cascades. So seeing a big brown grizzly bear like this close up, is always a treat. And these guys are so well adapted. Can you imagine this story? A grizzly bear on the north slope in the high Arctic, looking out to the ice, seeing a seal out there and thinking, I could probably take that seal and eat it. It's nice and fatty and full of good food for me. Those grizzly bears, thousands of years ago, became polar bears.
No way.
So these are the old relatives of polar bears.
No way.
Polar bears are the youngest bears in the world. So it just shows how these animals change as their world changes and as their needs change, a bit like us, right?
So cool.
Chris, how can we learn even more about bears?
There's lots of information because this is just one bear species, and there are 8 different kinds of bear species around the world.
8 bears.
I love telling stories as well, and so I have a podcast that I tell stories about bears and other wild animals called The Wild. And we made a movie about the bears of the world called Bear Trek, which follows me to 4 different countries to
You made a
find
bear movie.
a bear movie. We started in Alaska with big brown bears like these guys. Then we went to Peru, where there are spectacle bears that climb the walls of these cliffs, and this mind-blowing footage that we got. And then we went to Southeast Asia, an island called Borneo, which is a tropical rainforest, like a jungle. And there they have sun bears, the smallest bears in the world. And if you put them next to these guys, it would look like they're cubs, they're so small.
Wow.
And then the last place that we went to was polar bears in Canada. And we followed them as they headed out onto the ice.
Are there other bears here at the zoo that we can also come visit?
Yes, in fact you should. They have 4 sloth bears. So there are these 2 brown grizzly bears, and then there are 4 sloth bears. And those guys are from Asia and a completely different species, meaning a completely different kind of bear, but still in the bear family.
Chris, this has been so helpful. We've learned so much about how to be adaptable.
It's like just to be able to change to my own environment. I want to be like a bear.
I want to be like a bear.
Man, thank you for letting us just come explore these incredible bears with you today.
You're so welcome, guys. They are amazing animals that we can all learn from, aren't they?
That's for sure.
We're going to head back to the restaurant, and you should go back to studying bears.
I will do.
We look forward to hearing
Good
you
to
on
see
your
you
show.
guys.
Bye.
Take care.
Whoa! My goodness!
We've been on such an adventure.
It was incredible. We saw bears
Brown bears, you know they used to live right around here in Seattle?
right on this hill, and they used to fish out of that lake.
And gosh, so much has changed in their world, but they just adapt. They like figure
so
out.
good at adapting.
It's crazy.
And we got to
Yeah.
go see Moni, and she told us stories about bears and how good they are at adapting.
Nathan, I wish you could have seen it.
It was
I think I've got a song for you.
You got it?
Yeah.
favorite part.
Love it when he has a song. Would you play it for us?
Are you ready?
Yeah, no, we'd love it. Yeah,
Let's do it.
definitely.
Change is hard, it's always been, but we've changed before and we can change again. Grizzly bears had to live be better than we've been before. Make us better than we've been before.
Yes!
Thank you! That was the bear song!
That's exactly what we were learning about.
This is what we learned about.
I'd give a roar. Look, I think this is our last kids show.
It's our last one.
I know. And you know what I love about that song? Is it hits the nail right on the head. We can be better than before.
I know, and for all you kids at home who are experiencing so many changes, be like bears.
Yeah. Be like
and keep
bears.
adapting.
And just keep adapting and just keep being you. And until then, because we'll see you again.
We'll see you again.
Happy adventures.